Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Welcome back, dear brothers and sisters. I welcome you all to Medina Book 2, class 55, inshallah, today. So, what are we going to learn today? So, what we've done in our previous class, we've done ajwaf, the combination from different babs, how it is done in amr, how it's done in mudari', mansoob, majzoom, and how it's done in madi. So, inshallah, we're going to use those files in our lesson number 27, ad-darsu sabi'u wal 'ishrun, and see, learn some new concepts, inshallah. So again, there's a conversation between teachers and students, a very convenient way to understand how the sentences are constructed and how the different things come together, inshallah. So the teacher says to one of his students, Khalid, he says, Mata ji'ta min juddata ya Khalid. So when did you come? So we know ja'a, yaji'u. So from hunna it becomes ji'na and ji'ta. So ji' is your fa'al and ta is your fa'il. So you got fa'al and fa'il min juddata. So we know juddata is mamnu' min sarf. It doesn't take kasra, so it will have only fatha. So when did you return from Jeddah? Ya Khalid. Ya Khalidu with one dhamma. So Khalid replies ji'tu. So we know whenever it is ta, it becomes ji'tu. Ji'tu amsi. I came yesterday. So Al-Madari says Aja'a Ibrahimu ma'aka. So again, A is your harful istifham and Ja'a is your fa'al and fa'il is, that's your fa'al and fa'il is Ibrahimu with dhamma, that's the marfu. So did Ibrahim come with you? Ma'aka is the mudaf ilayhi. So Khalid says La lam yaji'u. So we're going to understand here. So here there's a negation and there's two types of negation. This la is harfun nafi and lam yaji' says lam, we know harfun nafin wa qalbin wa jazmin. So it will give jazm to the fa'al mudari' and nafin means it negates and qalbin means it will put the meaning in the past tense. Lam yaji'u. So he did not come. Lam yaji'. So if you see here, it's got sukoon. So if we want to change this lam yaji' into by using a madi, for example, if we take lam yaji' means he did not come. Ba'du means yet, he did not come yet. So if we take away yaji and if we bring madi and we use harf nafi ma, so it become ma ja'a. Ma ja'a ba'du. So they both have same meaning, so we should be able to recognize both. So one we have ma as a harf nafi and lam, it will have mudari' and that mudari' will be majzoom. So he did not come yet. Sayaji'u. So sayaji'u, sa is your harful istiqbal and yaji'u is your mudari'. So he will come. Al-yawma is your maf'ulun bihi aw ghadan, or tomorrow, inshallah. So he did not come yet, he is going to come tomorrow, today or tomorrow. So Al-Mudaris asks, Azurta Safira. Did you visit? Zurta, it comes from Zara, Yazuru. So again from Hunna it becomes Bab Nasara, Nasara Yansuru. So the fa kalima will have a dhamma and that's your fa'al, zur, and ta is the fa'il. As-Safira means his ambassador. Did you visit the ambassador? So Khalid said, Zahabtu ilal maktabihi. I went to his office, and that maktabi, he will have kasra because of phonetics reasons. Okay, it is ila is harf jar, maktabi ism majrur, wa huwa mudaf, and he is your mudaf ilayhi. So because of having majrur next to it, the he who will become he. So walam ajidhu. So I went to his office, wa lam ajidhu. So again lam ajidhu is your negation. So I did not find him. So him refers to the safir. So again same thing, if you want to change the lam ajid into by using ma, so what will happen if you take this away? and bring ma wajadtuhu. Wajada yajidu. So ma wajadtu, I did not find him. So wajadtu means I did not find him. Sami'tu annahu. So I heard, the sami'a yasma'u annahu. So we know this is harf nasbin wa tawqid, inna anna min akhwatu inna. So it will have ism and khabar. So we look here how the things are connected. So I heard that he lam yakun. So lam yakun, he is not to be. That who is your ismu inna, and lam yakun is your khabar inna. So if you change lam yakun and if you want to bring ma, it will be innahu ma kana. Innahu ma kana fi juddata. And I heard that truly he was not to be in fi juddata. Fi juddata, not fi juddati, because mamnu min sarf. Zakal yawma. Zakal yawma. So it's interesting to see here. Zaka is your ismul ashara and it is followed by al, but this noun is a zarf. So what happens then, because this is zarf, the mubdal minhu is also considered as zarf. So here zaka is zarf. So I went to his office, I did not find him. I heard that he was not to be in Juddata that day. So that day. So this is how good. Al-Mudarris says, Ya Adnan, innaka ghibta usbu'ain fa'ayna kunta. So again we know Ya Adnanu will have single dhamma because of munada. Innaka. So inna again, beginning of the sentence, it will have inna. If it comes in between, like here sami'tu, then it will become anna. So inna, again ka is your ismu inna. So what is the khabar we are looking? Ghibta. So again ghaba, yaghibu means he was absent. Ghibta means you were absent. So this is how we translate, you were absent. Usbu'aini. Usbu'aini is your maf'ulun bihi mansubun alamatu nasbihi al-ya'u li'annahu muthanna. So usbu'ani is your marfu and usbu'aini is mansuban majzuman. Here it is maf'ulun bihi mansubun. So truly you were absent for 2 weeks. Fa is your ataf. Fa is a very special kind of ataf which gives like a reasoning, and it is connected to the sentence which has been talked before, the reason. So for therefore you were absent for 2 weeks. So therefore aina kunta, where were you? So ghib is your fa'al, ta is your fa'il, and usba'ini is your maf'ul bihi. So Adnan says kun tu. So again kun is your fa'al and tu is your fa'il. I was fil mustashfa. So again, see, we made a mistake here. Kana yakunu will not have a fa'al, it will have ism and khabar. You have ism and khabar. So we should be able to pick it. So if we say this is a fa'al, that means we are telling wrong. This is tu is the ismu kana. So kana will have ism and khabar, and fil mustashfa is jar majrur shibu jumla khabar. So this is the khabar for kana. So this is not a maf'ulun bihi, this is a khabar, and tu is not fa'il, this is ism. So I was in hospital. Kuntu. So again kuntu is your ismu kana, tu is your ism kana, and maridan is your khabar which is mansoob. So kana will have ism which is marfu and khabar is mansoob. So I was sick, and what is jiddan? Jiddan is your maf'ul mutlaq. I was very sick. So we're going to see a little bit explanation of maf'ul mutlaq in a minute. So just to see how it is connected. So I was very sick. Wallahi laqad kittu amutu. So very important concept being introduced here. So we're going to understand what is this wow here doing. So we know one of the wow is wow al ataf, which connects the sentence, and this wow is called wow al qasam, means where you take an oath. If you want to tell something and you mean and you want to emphasize, stress, and you are very serious about it, whatever you're telling, so this wow is brought, and this wow al qasam is a harf jar. So what comes after harf jar is ism majroor. That's why we have Allahi. So if you open the Quran, so many places what you get whenever there's a waw al-qasr. For example, wal asri. So we always say wal asr. It's actually wal asri because Allah swears by the time. Wattini, wazaytuni. So all those are ism majroor because waw al-qasm is a harf jar. So what do we have here? Laqad kittu. So what is this laqad? We're going to understand. This lam, so we know the lam performs so many different functions in a different situations. We know lam ta'leel, lam of reasoning, which is li. So lam can be harf jar, and this lam, and we have lam with alif, which is la nafiya. So the different types of la. So this lam here is called, it is brought in as a harf for jawab qasam. So whenever you swear something, you just can't say, you can't say by God. So you have to give certain more explanation by God. What? So we need to have an answer for your oath. And what are you swearing about? So this is called harf jawab al-qasam. Lam for jawab al-qasam. And qad is a separate entity. So this lam is connected to your qasam. And whenever the thing which you are taking oath is positive, which means it does not have any negation, so we use la and qad. Qad is called harf tahqiq when you have to emphasize some action has been taken place in the past. For example, if you say Aina Hamidun, you say Dhahaba, he went. But if you say Aina Hamidun qad dhahaba, means he's already gone, the action has been done and dusted. So that's why we use qad. So combined with la and qad, so it gives lam is for jawab qasam and qad is harf tahqiq to further emphasize that the thing has been done in the past. Kittu, kada, yakadu. So we know it's min akhwatu kana, it will have again ism and khabar. The speciality of kada is, which means is about to. So we know we need to have a khabar, and that khabar will be jumlatul fa'liya, and that jumlatul fa'liya will be in mudari'. So kittu is your jumlatul fa'liya, tu is the fa'il, ism, and amutu, kad, it's a typo here, it's kada yakadu. It's not kadu, it is kada yakadu, and amutu will be your khabar kada. So what does it mean here? Wallahi laqad kittu amutu. By Allah, and again this harf taqiq is like I was about to die, and this qad this gives a meaning and emphasis. The lam is lam jawab. But most of the time in the Quran, what happens, we just say, for example, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ سُلَالَةٍ مِنْ تِينٍ. So where the sentence begins with laqad. So we know la and qad, they come as a jawab qasam. So what happens here is the qasam is mahzoof. The qasam has been omitted. But we know now when we read Quran that there is a qasam which is been omitted, but there is a presence there which we can't see, but now we know that there exists. So whenever there is just laqad, and other places the laqad comes with the qasam, like wattini wazzaytuni wa turi sinin laqad khalaqna al-insana fi ahsani taqweem. So we have qasam mawjood, and most of the places the qasam will be mahzoob, and this jawab qasam, which is laqad, will be present when there is no negation in the sentence. Inshallah, we'll remember this. So Al-Mudarris says Wallahi. So now we see what happens again here. So this waw again is your waw al-qasam. So again, that now the Mudarris is taking, this says Wallahi ma ariftu dhalika. So what happened here? We didn't see any laqad. Why we didn't see any laqad? Because there is a harf nafi here. Whenever there is a negation in the sentence, then the laqad is not used. So just normal negation. Ma ariftu. So I did not know that. Zalika. Zalika means that I did not know that. Ma ariftu zalika. So this is what we need to understand about wawul qasam. Lam yaqulli ahadun. So again, lam is coming here. Harf jasmin wa nafin wa qalbin, and which will give a mudariya jasm, and the meaning is in the past tense. So where is the fa'il for yaqul? So we're looking for the noun with dhamma. So we have ahadun is the fa'il. So how do we translate? No one. That's what it means. No one told me. So if you want to change this lam yaqul and bring ma qala. See? Ma qala. So no one told me. Innaka. So again, whenever there is qala, what happens is that inna is retained in the sentence. So we don't, other than qala, so we'll have anna. For example, we just said sami'tu anna. So now here ma qala inna, and ka is your isma inna, and mansubun maridun is your khabar marfu of inna. So no one told me that truly you are sick. Wow is ataf, wow al ataf. Okay, and innaka fi fil mustashfa, and you are in the hospital. Kaifa haluka al-an, how are you now? La'allaka al-an ahsanu. So again, la'alla we know min akhwatu inna anna ka anna laita lakinna la'alla. Again it will have same ism and khabar. So here ka is your ism, la'allaka, and hopefully you are now ahsanu, better. Is again this ahsan is coming as a khabar la'alla. So nobody told me that you are in hospital. I hope you are fine. So what does Adnan says? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Anal an ahsanu. I am now better. Walakinnani. So again we know lakinna will have again ism. So nun wiqaya, and ya is your ism. Lakinna mansub. La yazalu. La azalu is talking about himself. But I am. La azalu means I am still. Zala, yazalu, which means something which ceased to exist. But if we bring la, that means continues to be. So he says, I am still da'ifan. So this da'ifan is connected to azalu, coming as a mafulun bihi for azalu. So alhamdulillah, I am better now, but I am still weak. Al-Mudarris says, Shafakallahu shafa'an kamilan. So very important thing coming now. Just a very brief introduction here. So shafaka, we know shafa comes from the root word shafa with alif maksura, but the base is shafaya. So but ya is turned into alif maksura. So whenever this will have a mafulun bihi, a pronoun attached, this alif maksura turns into alif. Shafakallahu. So what is shifa'an? Yes, Allahu is the word Allah is here is the fa'il for shafa. May Allah cure you. Shafa'an kamilan. This shafa'an is actually the maf'ulun mutlaq. So what is maf'ulun mutlaq? It is a masdar. It is a masdar of the noun which is used in the sentence. Here we have used shafa, and from this same fa'al, from verb, a masdar is constructed, and that masdar is called maf'ulun mutlaq. And here what we see another noun which has a similar i'rab, that is a naat. So we have shafakallahu shafa'an kamilan. May Allah give you a cure, a complete cure. So it's a stress for maf'ulun mutlaq. So most of the time, so only the naat is used without the actual masdar. So that's it becomes mahzub. For example, we'll see here shafakallahu shafa'an kamilan. Ya Usman. Now he paused for a while and said he's talking to the student. So he's talking to Usman. He said, Ya Usmanu innaka taghibu kathiran. So تغيب means غاب, he was absent. يغيب, he is absent. And 5 in your pocket will say يغيب تغيب تغيب أغيب نغيب. So تغيب means you are absent. كثيرا. So what is كثيرا here? We say مفعول مطلق, but actually this is a naat for مفعول مطلق which is missing. This it should be مفعول مطلق here which is محذوف. What is it? مفعول مطلق with غاب يغيب will be غياب. So إنك تغيب غيابا كثيرا. So you are absent, a absence of lot. That's what it means literally. But thus we use كثيرا, but that is a naat for original مفعول مطلق. Here the original مفعول مطلق has been used. شفاك الله شفاعا كاملا إنك تغيب كثيرا. So this is how the things which is lost in translation. So if we cannot translate, so once we know, we understand, so then we can truly enjoy and understand the meaning and depth of the Quran, inshallah. So then the Mudarris is saying غبت يومين في هذا الأسبوع. So غبت, again, you were absent. So this is the Madi in the past tense. So we should be able to translate properly. غبت يومين في هذا الأسبوع. You were absent for 2 days. So يومين is your مفعول به منصوب علامة نصبه الياء لأنه مثنى. You were absent في هذا الأسبوع. So هذا is your اسم مجرور followed by al is بدل that will have كسرة. وثلاثة أيام في الأسبوع الماضي. وثلاثة أيام. So we know the numbers from 3 to 10, it will have plural as معدود, and it will have is indefinite, and it will be having tanween kasra. So وثلاثة أيام في الأسبوع الماضي. لا ينبغي لطالب أن يغيب كثيرا. So very interesting sentence here. So he said you were absent 2 days this week and 3 days last week. So لا ينبغي. So let's quickly go through these numbers. لا ينبغي is a فعل. It comes from إنبغى ينبغي. So here the root words are بغي. So it is form 7. Inshallah, we're going to learn very soon all the forms. So this is form 7. So إنبغى ينبغي. It is similar to the fa'il which you've done before, which is وجب يجب المثال الواوي, which means it is necessary or it must. So here لا ينبغي means it is not allowed or it's not permissible. So similar to وجب يجب. So if you remember that it will have al-masdar al-mu'awwal as fa'il. So لا ينبغي, like يجب علينا أن نفهم القرآن. So أن نفهم was the masdar mu'awwal, is the fa'il for يجب, it is understanding of Quran. So similarly here لا ينبغي لطالب, for the student is not permissible or should not permissible for student. What is not permissible is أن يغيب, to remain absent, to be absent. So it is not permissible. لا ينبغي أن يغيب. So أن يغيب is the fa'il for ينبغي. So it's not permissible for the student to be absent. كثيرا. Again كثيرا is this لا ينبغي. كثيرا is your مفعول مطلق. It's a naat for مفعول مطلق, whereas the original مفعول مطلق which is غياب is محذوف. So Uthman says, so he's trying to defend himself. He says لم أغب 3 أيام في الأسبوع الماضي كما قلت. So what does it mean here? So again we know لم أغب means I did not I was not absent. So it is a ماضي. It's like لم أغب, I was not absent. 3 أيام. So مضاف مضاف إليه, this combination, and this مضاف إليه is مجرور and plural. في الأسبوع الماضي كما قلت. Like كما means like that which you said. قلت means you said. So I did not remain absent for 3 days. Innama. So this is a very important word here. Innama. We're going to learn in detail what it means. At the moment, we'll just translate, which means only. So innama was only. Ghibtu. I was absent. Yawman wahidan. So we know number one will have as a comes as a not man'ut. So here yawman wahidan is 1 day. So I was only absent for 1 day. Faqat. Faqat is for emphasis. Only absent for 1 day. So al-Madris is la takzib. So again, it's a lot of revision for us here. So to identify different la's here. So I say la nahiya. So this la is ordering Uthman is saying don't lie. So la takzib. So it will be majzoom. So we know how what it will have, whether dhamma or it is majzoom. Ya akhi, oh brother, don't lie. Oh brother, la takzib. Innaka ghibta, truly. So again here we see ism inna and khabar inna. Innaka ghibta yawm as-sabti, which is Saturday. Wa yawm thulatha, Tuesday. Wa yawm al-arbi'a, Wednesday. So you were absent for 3 days. So don't lie. La takzib. So just have to remember la and nahiya. So tufidu amar, it indicates amar. So that's why it will have majzoom. It will end with a sukoon. So what did he say? Usman says, Ana asifun ya ustaz. I'm so sorry, ya ustaz. Lan aghiba. So if you say here, so we get all the types of fi'als here. So we know in lan, lamma, wal falli, these are the harf, they make the fi'al mudari'a mansoob. So it's lan aghiba. So it's ending with fatha. It's not lan aghib. So lan aghiba fil mustaqbal. So I will not remain absent in future. Insha'Allah. So you know, whenever anything in the future we will say inshallah, only if Allah will. So we're going to learn about this sentence in future, inshallah. It's a conditional sentence, inshallah. So this comes to what we have done is we have done half of the lesson number 27. It's a little bit big lessons and different concepts, so we thought we'll split it, and we've learned few things from this lessons. We've revised about la nahiya. We've learned very most important thing about waw qasam and how laqad is used, and how the qasam will be mahzoof in many sentences. Just laqad is used and the qasam is mahzoof. And we have learned how different types of adverbs in different forms have been used in a sentence. So inshallah we should be able to understand, and we will continue the next part of the lesson in our next class. Until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.